All right, everyone, welcome back, Bear Down. And yes, the big bombshell dropped yesterday. Justin Fields has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a bag of Doritos. He is gone, and I do have thoughts on it. So we're going to get some of those out this morning. We're going to get some of this behind us. It is ruthless. It is brutal right now. I was not right. I stand by the fact that I am right, that he's an improving player. He has impressed me. He's progressed. He's improved. He's done a good job. Not good enough. Not good enough for a business decision to be made. And you saw that tweet by DJ Moore. You see it up top. He says, business is business. We've engaged, and this is from the Bears, GM Ryan Poles. It was posted on their Twitter. We've engaged in multiple trade conversations in recent weeks and believe trading Justin at this time to Pittsburgh is what is best for both Justin and the Bears. Today we spoke to Justin to inform him of the trade and the rationale behind it for us as a club. We want to thank him for his tireless dedication, leadership, and all he poured into our franchising community the last 3 years, and wish him best towards a long and successful NFL career. GM Ryan Poles. And you guys know I don't agree with this decision. I am not a fan of it. But many of you may not know this is what's considered a risk management model. So look at what DJ said up top. Business is business. The reality of the situation is here, I was very enamored by Justin Fields. I think he's dynamic. I think he's an amazing player. And I think he can take the Pittsburgh Steelers to heights they haven't seen. And they go to the playoffs every year. So I am alluding that he could win the Super Bowl for the Steelers. I 100% believe that with his talent. But our time in Chicago is to move on from that and turn the page. My Justin Fields jersey will get hung up in the closet next to my Brandon Marshall jersey, and it will not move. I won't be wearing it. Ryan Poles had to make a decision for himself, for the organization, and sometimes that comes down to risk management. Sometimes you have to establish the context of where you are, identify the issues, analyze, plan, and implement. And for him, the safest course of action for the Chicago Bears was to move on from Justin Fields. I do not think it was the best course of action, but it was the safest course of action. And that's why they've done what they've done. So my thoughts today, I want to analyze the 5 quarterbacks who really have a shot of being a Chicago Bear. And first of all, I am going to agree, and I'm going to say right now, as it stands, just like I said in my live feed last night, it's probably 90% that it's going to be Caleb Williams. But I'm not someone who just jumps on the train and says, okay, this is done. As you guys know, on this channel, I want to think, I want to analyze, I want to break things down and figure it out. And one thing I do know is Ryan Poles is methodical and he is a businessman. Can he trade and pass up on 1-1? Yeah, he can. It's possible. It's not April 25th. Caleb Williams has not been selected as the Bears quarterback. I'm not fighting this because I don't like Caleb Williams. I don't not like Caleb Williams. I've said this so many times, but people listen because what I've said is that I think he's the JV version of Justin Fields, and I stand by that and I believe it. He hasn't taken a snap in the NFL. He has a lot to prove. But one of my first videos I did in December was comparing Justin Fields to the rest of the quarterbacks in this class and also Bryce Young from last year and giving a realistic comparison, not on their tape. Because I agree, Caleb Williams is the best prospect on tape, but on measurables and on analytics and things that you can look at. So I'm going to do that today without Justin Fields in it, without Bryce Young in it. We are where we are now. Right now, we're sitting at Chicago Bears, first round, one of the top picks in the draft, number 1 right now, and we have the opportunity to take a new franchise quarterback. We also know that the value of 1-1 just skyrocketed. Because if Washington wants to leapfrog us, now it's not, okay, Washington, we want to trade back one spot and take Marvin Harrison Jr. What will you give us for it? It's, you got to blow our socks off to convince us to come off 1-1 if you really want Caleb Williams. We're taking a quarterback too. If you really want to make it worth our time, give us 1-1, give us 236, give us 240. So no, I don't think Robert was completely wrong. I think Ryan Poles has been working these angles, and this timing is perfect timing for that. Because now right before his pro day and right before all of his medicals and everything else with teams right there with him and coming to visit Hallis Hall in Hallis Hall, going to visit the Commanders in Washington, now that value has skyrocketed. And if Cliff Kingsbury and Magic Johnson and Adam Peters and everyone in Washington want to steal Caleb Williams, they're going to have to pay. And I've shown this several times. If you've been on Twitter, you've seen it. Now, I don't think it would be 1-2 Marvin Harrison Jr. anymore. And it might be a wide receiver in round 2 instead of Zach Frazier or Darius Robinson. But the concept still stands. I don't think any one player is bigger than the needs of the team. So I'm not stuck on the fact that we're taking Caleb Williams. I'm not stuck that we're not. And as I said 2 minutes ago, as it stands right now, I believe it's 90% we're taking Caleb Williams. I think Ryan Poles has analyzed him and he sees something in him. At the combine, he would only comment on his arm angle. Well, yeah, there's the arm angle, but that's about it. But I also think he might have been downplaying that so that he could be able to analyze and not try to ruffle the waters too much and have his chance to review him. I think if you're asking me today, these decisions have happened because Ryan Poles has fallen in love with Caleb Williams. Now, I haven't yet. That doesn't mean I'm not a Bears fan. Guys, this channel is going to go on. This channel was not a Justin Fields channel. This channel was, I want to do stats and analysis and look at the things that mainstream media isn't looking at. And sometimes I am going to get it wrong. And I admit it and I eat my crow. I got it wrong. We did not keep Justin Fields. I didn't get it wrong that I was seeing things that other places weren't seeing in Justin Fields' improvement, progression, and the rest of this team. Now, with what I showed and what got taken on NBC Chicago with Clay Harbor and what they took, those things are all true. We did have a decimated wide receiver tight end room. We did have a horrible offensive line. Those are things I brought to light. And yeah, I'm patting myself on the back for a minute because I've taken my lumps last night. And I brought a lot of things out other people weren't realizing and analyzing. Like how Justin Fields has been pressured 48, 49% of the time every year. 26th, 29th, 28th ranked line in pass blocking efficiency. And those things you can see are being corrected. Ryan Poles is addressing them. He's already brought in a starting center. He's already traded for Keenan Allen. And we still have the draft to go through. He's improved depth at tackle and guard already. And I still think there's more to come. So yeah, I'm not going to back down on my analysis. And Caleb Williams has not proven himself to me yet. There's a lot to go for him to be able to be, for me to be buying Caleb Williams jersey. I will buy a Montez Sweat jersey today. I already have a DJ Moore jersey. Guys, so this isn't a matter of me of hating Caleb irrationally or whatever. I'm not sold on it. And as a fan, I don't have to be. I don't have to jump on that train, and neither do you. But I also support the Bears. And so if on April 25th it rolls around and they trade, or if they pick Caleb Williams, I'm going to go live. I've already told you guys this. I'm not going to be the guy jumping out of my seat, freaking out, hooping and hollering, yeah, we got Caleb Williams. But I'm also not going to be pissed off and downgrade him. And on that day, I will support Caleb Williams as the Chicago Bears quarterback because I'm a Chicago Bears fan. And I hope many of you will take that same suit. If you're not Caleb Williams fans, if you're not on board with it yet, be open to it. Because the bottom line is this team is improving. We have DJ Moore, we have Cole Kmet, and we have Keenan Allen. We have an improved line. We traded for Montez Sweat last year, and our defense is stacked. We have a solid defensive back and linebacker core. We can use the help at defensive interior and defensive end, but those things are coming. So I'm going to break down the 5 quarterbacks. I'm going to go over them. I'm going to give a little breakdown and show some things on them and do a little silly Excel spreadsheet that I did on the original video in December and kind of compare where they all stand and show you that it's not, on paper, it's not a whole lot different between the top 3. On film, I agree Caleb has some special things that I want to see if they can really extract and make into the NFL level. So again, I'm going to reiterate this. Right now, I believe it's 90% Caleb. But if this situation happens where the potential haul is 1-2, 236, 240, 300, and a future first, this is still a business. And I 100% would support Ryan Poles taking this path because there's other quarterbacks in this draft that can be developed. It just makes me question why we have Rippon as our third string now. And as many of you love Tyson Bagent, he's not a starter in the NFL, guys. He came in 4 games and he did not blow anyone's socks off. And I would be interested to see what he could do with a better line as well, because they had to throw so many he threw more screen passes than anybody because he was going to get murdered. And so they, out of necessity, had to. So yeah, it's a little frustrating today, but let's go over these quarterbacks. So number 1, you've got the perennial number 1 consensus pick in this draft, Caleb Williams. And PFF's analysis of him says Williams is an incredibly talented player with natural gifts even other previous QB1s do not have. His issues are more from lack of consistency than ability in any area. This is a quarterback with franchise-changing talent that is worthy of a number 1 overall selection. This is his stuff from Draft Buzz. I'm going to break that all down in a minute, so just check that out for 2 seconds. All right, next up is Drake May. Considered the number 2 talent, but really between him and Jaydendaniels, it's back and forth. So his review on PFF, May's arm talent alone puts him in the first round and top 10 conversation, though his ball placement and decision-making, including sacks taken, need improvement. He has all the talent tools you want to bet on a franchise quarterback. All right, next, Jaydendaniels. Look at his stuff there. Heisman Trophy winner this last year, Caleb Heisman winner 2 years ago. PFF says Daniels' rushing ability and fundamentals give him a high floor as a player who can put a ton of stress on a defense. Very similar to Justin Fields. His arm talent is adequate to give him a decently high ceiling and makes him a worthy first-round bet to take. All right, Mr. J.J. McCarthy, and some of you guys are wanting him because of the local connection. Some of you are wanting, but listen to the review on him. McCarthy is not a finished product, but he is a growing quarterback with experience in pro-style offense and good tools, physical and mental, to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Not a finished product. It would make me wonder why we took Rippon, if that's the case. Sometimes you throw guys into the wolves. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it. If Minnesota came calling and wanted to trade up to 1-1, the rumor is they want him. So I don't know how that would work. But either way, if we got 3 firsts for it and we could rebuild this team, this team, there's no one player more important than the team. I keep saying that. But J.J. McCarthy, I don't see it as much. The top 3, I think, is more realistic. All right. Last, not least, in my opinion, Bo Nix. Now, nobody that I talk to is hot on Bo Nix, but Nix's experience manifests in form of pre-snap reads. NFL. Play under pressure and avoiding negatives. His footwork needs to be more disciplined, and he will take some time to really read progressions better in the NFL. However, he is a quarterback with starting caliber tools in his arm and legs, and he comes with added out-of-structure playmaking. All right, so all these guys, here's the nerdy stuff I do. I just do this because I want to compare them. I don't want to just say, okay, Caleb is the perennial number 1. He's the guy. Let's just go with it. I have watched every snap of his in college. I can say that. I am impressed with so many different things with him. I'm also concerned with certain things. And I don't think that's blind or baseless. I want to see what he can do, but there's a reason that we have quarterback coaches, we have head coaches, we have players to develop. There's a reason we have that in the NFL, and they're the best level. So I 100% believe they can take someone there, and I love that we have Shane Waldron. I love what we can do. Away we go. So height, obviously Caleb Williams is the weakest out of all these guys. Weight, that would be my concern would be Jaydendaniels on that one at 6'4", 210. You see his clear beanpole body size. It just doesn't. He needs 20 pounds on him. He needs the weight room hard. The 40 time, Jaydendaniels very quick. He rushed for over 1,000 yards in college. He's a dual threat for sure, but will that translate to the NFL with his size? I'd have the same concern that I had with Bryce Young and his small size. I think he has the ability to put that weight on, though, and become a bulky 6'4" NFL guy, but his frame is just skinnier too. All right, release speed, and this is the thing. Everyone says he's got a quick release, but he's not showing it in college. This is from Draft Buzz, of course. There's other grades. I think it's probably better than a 73. And Caleb Williams fanboys will say, oh, this is bullcrap. But I'm just taking from what it says there, guys. I'm pasting it in, and we're analyzing it. So there's a concern there. Bo Nix is well known for how quick he gets it out. Short passing, Jayden Daniels is the best. Medium passing, Jayden Daniels is the best. Long passing, Jayden Daniels is the best. But that's also what I fell in love with Justin Fields. It doesn't mean everything. You've got to be able to read the defense. You've got to be able to get it out quick. Jayden Daniels does that, though, just not as quick as Bo Nix. So, rushing scrambling ability, Jayden Daniels is the fastest and the best and the most elusive. ESPN, now these last ones, all these grades, that's important to take into consideration. This is basically scouts saying what they think. So ESPN grade, 24/7 grade, Rivals.com grade, Draft Buzz ranking, they all have Caleb Williams number 1. He's number 1 for a reason. And that comes down to the tape and how they play on the field. It does concern me that Caleb couldn't win at the college level. I mean, there's a lot of concerns, and they're not baseless, guys. I don't just have to drink the Kool-Aid of Caleb Williams. So, but look at their PFF grade for their senior year. Jayden Daniels was the best. Bo Nix was next. Then Drake May, then J.J. McCarthy, then Caleb Williams. That's telling as well. So, no, he didn't do everything perfectly. When you put a number grade to all those, that's what I did. So low is better, high is worse. Whatever was, go through there and you can see just in order of where they were, I gave them a 1 to 5, low score being the best, and this is how they graded out. Caleb Williams got a 37, Drake May got a 35, Jayden Daniels got a 28, Bo Nix got a 43, J.J. McCarthy got a 55. So, am I sold on Jayden Daniels because of this? Am I a Jayden Daniels fanboy? No. I'm just doing some analysis here, guys. I'm just breaking some things down. Now, again, I'm going to say on tape, Caleb was the most impressive of all these guys, but Jayden Daniels was very impressive as well when you watch his tape. And I can't say that I've watched every one of his snaps. What I can say is when I've watched Brian Thomas really sticks out. And so I did a video on Brian Thomas. It was going to be dropped right when the Justin Fields nudes came out. And so I pulled it back. I was literally uploading it. Pulled it back and deleted it because I had some stuff in there about different scenarios. I'm still going to do one on him because I think we could take him at 9, 10, 11, 12. Brian Thomas is the clear-cut number 4 wide receiver in this class, and Jayden Daniels worked with him. I absolutely would not be opposed to taking Jayden Daniels number 2, trading down for that haul that I just went over a minute ago, and taking Brian Thomas at number 9, 10, or if we trade down a little farther, 9, 10, or 11, or whatever. That's completely an option, and you'll see when I drop the Brian Thomas video. That's kind of where I'm leaning. But again, just because I'm leaning, it doesn't mean it's going to happen, guys. I'm giving my opinion. If I wanted to do one thing right now, it's after looking at quarterbacks, I'd rather take the haul. I still would rather take this. Now, forget about the players on the right because it doesn't fit anymore. But I'd rather take this than one player. I'd rather take Jayden Daniels at 2, and then take Brian Thomas at 9, and then take Zach Frazier at 36, and Darius Robinson at 40. And instead of 100, just say 75 there with our own, with Cade Stover. And then take Cooper Beebe at 100, and then take more depth at 122 is what we have left. I mean, there's just so many more options with that. So I'm not sold on anything right now. My mind is very open, and I'm gonna keep it that way on this channel because I'm not convinced that Ryan Poles is taking Caleb Williams yet. I'm 90%. I think that's what he's doing. Is what I want? No. That's what he's doing, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. Drop it below. Let's still have these conversations. This wasn't a Justin Fields channel. This is a Bears channel. And anytime the Bears do something, I will continue to bring you news. I'll continue to bring you my analysis and the same thing with everyone that's signed, with all the different events that happened. I brought you videos on Dante Pettis and Keenan Allen and Coleman Shelton and everything that's happened along the way. I'm going to continue to do that. So Justin Fields is just out of the picture. This will probably be one of the last videos that he's mentioned in. I love him. I hope he does well in Pittsburgh. I really think he's going to continue to ascend his career, and I think he has great opportunity ahead of him. But one of these 5 guys, and really, if I'm being honest, one of these 3 guys on the left are going to be it. And if you're asking my opinion right now, it's probably 90% Caleb 8% Jaydendaniels and 2% Drake May, in my opinion. That's where things stand with that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment. Let me know how you feel about things. Yes, it's crazy. The whole dynamic has changed, but I really think what Robert was talking about the other day has some truth to it. And this could become reality. This is a potential haul. And if the Commanders, they've gone all in on this. They've got Kingsbury. They brought him over. They're looking for a splash. They don't want to settle for who's considered the second best quarterback. And they've already fallen in love with hometown boy Caleb Williams. Now, will they give this up? I don't know. Right now it's a chess match with Ryan Poles. What he's going to do, I have no clue what he's going to do. I honestly do not have a clue what he's going to do. We'll all figure it out soon. It's coming. We are T-minus 40-something days away from the draft. We are a month and 9 days away from the draft, and it's going to be legendary any way you slice it. Right now we sit with 4 picks. We do have some future picks coming next year. We have a decently rebuilt roster. We're in good shape. Where we go from here, probably Caleb Williams. Probably Caleb Williams. That's probably what's going to happen. But I don't know. You don't know. The Caleb Williams fan club doesn't know. Nobody knows. No, that hasn't changed. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I don't know. You don't know. To be honest with everyone, nobody knows. Ryan Poles probably knows. But we'll see in the next month. So, all right, till next time, guys. That's it for this morning. And yes, it's early, but that's it for this morning. Let me know your thoughts, and we're going to keep bearing down because we are headed towards a championship one way or another. It's going to come, and I really hope it's with whatever Ryan Poles decides, because whoever this rookie quarterback coming in is going to have the best opportunity that a rookie quarterback picked this high in the draft has ever had, with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, a better line. Everything's improved on this team, and so, yeah, we did do Justin Fields dirty. We rebuilt around him. He had to take the scrutiny of it, and hey, go prove everyone wrong, Justin. I'm in your corner, buddy, but I'm a Bears fan still, and I want one of these guys to rock out. I want them to become the next MVP of the league, the next Lombardi Trophy hoister for the Chicago Bears, doing it for our team. So with that, bear down.